to Walt Disney Wednesday, where every Wednesday we talk about Disney. Now, my original intent for this particular series was to talk about attractions that have been in the parks before, different attractions, current attractions that live either in Disneyland or all over the world. But keeping up with the latest Disney news is always super important. But for this particular video, I wanted to talk about an attraction that existed formerly in EPCOT Center, because EPCOT is one of my favorite theme parks to visit, solely because the idea of the future is something that I've always looked to, and I really do like a lot of the attractions that are in Future World. In fact, a lot of the major thrill rides of EPCOT are in Future World. But it is one attraction in particular that I just have to talk about because of the ideas that it presented and the philosophy that, back when it first opened, carried the philosophy of what Future World and EPCOT stood for. That attraction is, of course, Horizons. Now, if you have heard of Horizons before, you're aware of exactly everything that has been behind it. However, if you've never heard of Horizons, let me be your guide, shall we? So when EPCOT first opened back in the 1980s, Horizons itself was still being under construction. It was still being built because there was a lot of things happening just all at once, and so it became part of Phase 2 of EPCOT when it opened in 1983. The general idea of Horizons was to not only look back at the past and where they had come from, especially from a Jules Verne point of view, but then took a spin to the future and actually showed what we could be doing in the future. Seeing as that when the Carousel of Progress was built, the future was more of kind of like the 1980s, when really we know very well that the 1980s did not turn out that way. Okay, like maybe Back to the Future Part 2, but that's as much as we can probably get to. And it also looked at 3 different locations that we as humans will probably have taken over, including Bravo Centauri, which was the space, as well as Mesa Verde, which was the earth and agriculture, and the Sea Castle, which was everything down under the sea. And it showed you what amazing things that the future and technology had, specifically in agriculture, from all over, from up there to down here and to all the way down there. And what made the attraction really cool is that you, at the very end, got to choose which destination of the 3 did you want to go to. Once you clicked, everyone got to pick, majority ruled, and then it showed a 31-second flyby of the area that you selected, which was really cool because it added something newer that hadn't really been done before. Now, a lot of things kind of happened all at once that caused Horizons to close in 1999. Specifically, one thing is that there's been rumored to have a sinkhole somewhere around that facility. It still technically is there today from what I understand. As well as GE pulled out their sponsorship from Horizons and they went down, and then I believe is in 96, miraculously it opened again with no General Electric sponsor, and then officially closed 3 years later in 1999 to make way for Mission Space in 2003. Now, one of my biggest things that I actually made sure that I saw it when I got there was that when EPCOT first opened, each pavilion had its own symbol that was their symbol for their pavilion. Well, Horizons had one, and this happens to be the symbol that they see. So if you go into Mission Space and you see that huge little circle-y thing, be sure to look into the dead center because that emblem is still there to this day. And let me just give a reason as to why it's one of my favorite attractions. Because 1, I love the future. I can't go wrong with it. 2nd, Carousel of Progress showed the people of the 1960s and 70s what possibly could we do in the world of electricity. Horizons showed us what we could now do in the world of the 80s, what the future beyond that was going to do, including being able to use high-tech technology that didn't emit a lot of emissions, but showed us really how we could make our planet even better just by allowing ourselves to dream and to prosper and to do great things. So while I wish I could have ever had an opportunity to go see it, I kind of like the mysticism of what if I could? That would be super cool. And I mean, I still have all the music. I listened to all of it. It's so fantastic. So leave in the comments down below, what is your affiliation with Horizons? Have you ever been on it? Have you never heard of it? Or do you just listen to the music of the attraction and watch the YouTube videos that are all over the universe, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Walt Disney Wednesday. If you liked the video, please don't forget, like and subscribe down below. I release new videos every single Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All of my social media links, including the link to Return Home, The Way I See It, and my Musical Monday Spotify playlist will be located in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, my name is Forrest, and remember, pink cake. Ooh!